Your hands can tell your age. It'll tell a lot more about you a lot of times than your face or your mouth will. I have what I call a to-go bag. Some people will call it a hoe bag. Some people call it a you never know bag. But
happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.
If you be the cash, I'll be the rubber band. You be the match, I will be a fuse. Boom, painter, baby, you could be.
Hi everybody, I am Chantel and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you saw the title, you know exactly what I am going to talk about. I am going to share with you some of my tricks for getting soft hands. So if you want to see what I have to say about this, go ahead and stay tuned. For those of you that know me and are familiar with my channel, you know that I love beauty and I love fragrance and I love everything smell good. So I can get a little bit passionate about speaking about those things. So that for me translates to chatty. If you look below, check the description box. You'll see that I have the timestamps listed. So it's sort of like a table of content. So if you want to skip ahead to a certain section, you can go ahead and do that. For those of you that have not already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It is free. Like this video, comment if you can. If not, that's okay. But if you like this video, it does something to the algorithms of YouTube and it allows me to be sharing and recommend it to other individuals that are on YouTube. Liking this video will allow me to reach a broader audience. Please help me out there. Like this video, subscribe if you can. Enough talking, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. I decided to do this video for several reasons. One, I get tons of compliments on my hands, on the texture and the feel of my hands. And for me, I'm not an individual that has naturally good skin. When I get those compliments on my hands, it makes me feel good because I actually put in work about my skin and the way that my hands feel. I decided to go ahead and just kind of share some of my tricks and tips for you. Soft hands, to me, it's not just an hygiene thing for me, but it also shows how willing a person is to invest in themselves and their self-care. Not only it is very feminine and very ladylike to me, but it also shows that you are invested in your appearance and you're invested into each piece of your appearance all the way down to your hands. This video is not going to be a nail care video. I'm not going to go much in depth into how you can take care of your nails, not even how you can take care of your cuticles. I will be 100% honest and I will tell you that I tend to go to the salon every 2 to 3 weeks and get my nails done. And in between those visits, I maintain them using the 4 steps that I'm going to talk about today. I don't get manicures but every few months because of the steps that I'm talking about. Another thing about having nice soft hands for me is that it increases my confidence. I work in a field where I'm doing a lot of talking, surprise, surprise here, right? I tend to talk with my hands. So when my hands are presentable and soft and supple, it just makes me feel a lot more confident, which helps me when I am presenting the material that I'm presenting. The first tip that I have is to be intentional. Lotioning your hands is not just enough. And when I say be intentional, that means either create a routine, which I'll discuss my routine later on, or be mindful when you are doing your own hygienic practices to make sure that you are including your hands in the equation. When you're doing your routine, which I'm going to share my products, but try to pick out products that you enjoy using so that it makes it a little bit less tedious. I know for some individuals you're very busy, and I know that just adding an extra routine to your life is just like, it's overwhelming. So try to use products that you enjoy using or things that are practical. I'll also give you another tip about not reinventing the wheel later on, but keep that in mind that using things that you love and enjoy, it makes the process a lot more enjoyable. Also under the category of being intentional is hand care. To me, starts in the shower. When you're in the shower bathing and things of that nature, make sure that you are intentional in taking a few minutes to focus on your hands. For me, I exfoliate my body every single shower. Yes, I do, twice a day. I am exfoliating my body. I'm also taking just a couple of minutes at the end of my shower to make sure I'm exfoliating my hands. As you can see on the video, I use what's called a salute cloth. And if you're the type that you prefer an exfoliating cream or an exfoliating foaming wash, go ahead and do that as well. I like the salute cloth because not only can I get in really well with my product of choice, and for me that's generally Olay's retinol body wash, but I can also get in between my fingers and really get my knuckles and this little part here, your hands, I don't know what it's called, but I can really get those really well. So make sure that you are exfoliating in the shower and you are starting your hand care routine in the shower. The next thing that I have that goes under being intentional is keeping lotions and or moisturizers for your hands with you everywhere. I have what I call a to-go bag. Some people will call it a hoe bag. Some people call it a you never know bag. But I keep one of those bags with me in my car. I keep one, of course, at my work office. Anywhere where you are there for a significant portion of your day, you should have a to-go hoe you never know bag. In that should include a change of clothing, pads, tampons, menstrual cups, whatever type of things that you use, those type of hygienic things, wipes, deodorant, but also lotion and oil if you can, if you prefer oiling your cuticles. For me, you'll see in this video that I also include travel size shower gels. I've been plenty of places where they do not have a soap in the restroom, which is absolutely nuts to me, or the soap is one of those medical grade soaps and it kind of dries your skin out. Every single time that you wash your hands, every single time that you have put on hand sanitizer, because it does have alcohol and it will dry your hands out, open up your bag and get your lotion or your cream and put it on your hands, okay? Second tip that I have for your hand care routine is do not reinvent the wheel. And remember when I told y'all to like this video because I'm gonna express something that I don't necessarily hear a lot on social media or other platforms? This is it right here. My hand care routine for the PM includes every single product that I use on my face, sans a mask, and I'll tell you why. When I am using skincare products, and I'm just gonna refer to skincare as like from the neck on up care. When I'm doing my skincare routines at night, the products are things to help with breakouts, darkness, hyperpigmentation, hypopigmentation, as well as wrinkles, fine lines, and preventing them, okay? Those are the same things you want to do for your hands as well. So everything that I do and I use at night, I go ahead and use it on my hands. For instance, after I'm putting on my facial serum on my face, I take the excess and I rub it into my hands. And then once I'm putting on my moisturizer, I take the excess and I put it on my hands as well. And then if I decide to oil my cuticle, I use an oil that will not break out on my face. The reason why I say that you should use your facial products on your hands at night is for two reasons. One, typically you found what you love and you know that it's not going to break out your skin, so that when you're sleeping at night and you're scratching your face, or if you're like me, you tend to sleep on your hands, you know that it is not going to break out your face. Secondly, is because those products are formulated to help prevent aging, dark marks, etc. And those are the same problems that we tend to have with our hands. Morning time, if I'm working outside of the home, because a lot of times if I'm working in the home, I'm not wearing makeup. But if I'm working outside of the home, I'm wearing makeup in the day, so I can't necessarily use the same products that I use at night. I'm also a little bit more cognizant of my hands touching my face, which I try not to do. So I tend to use lotions or creams or oils that tend to layer with my fragrance that I put on my body for the day. One of the things that I suggest in your AM routine is do not rely just on moisturizing your body and then just taking the moisturizer and then going. A lot of times you'll get in the car, you'll get to work, and you'll see that you have like some areas, like specifically this area tends to get dry, but you'll see some areas that are dry and you're like, I put lotion on my hands, why is it still dry? You still have to be intentional with that and create an AM hand routine. Right before I leave out for the day, I go and I wash my hands. I wash my hands with something moisturizing, and then I pat them dry. I don't pat them all the way dry, but you just want to wick away all of that extra water. Allow them to be moist to where they are very receptive to the products that you are about to use. And then I go straight in for the kill. I put on my moisturizer. And I also use a dollop of an SPF. You want to use SPF to help with darkness and also to help prevent wrinkling on your hands as well, because your hands can tell your age. It'll tell a lot more about you a lot of times than your face or your mouth will. Then I go in with some of my oil of choice, and generally the oil that I'm using is whatever I'm coinciding with my body care routine that day. And then I just rub it all together. One thing you want to keep in mind is that SPF does not play well with nail polish, dip polish, or acrylic. So once you do that, please take a towel and blot off the excess, because it does take off top layers for nail products. I don't know why SPF does that, but it does. And if you're the type of person, you can also blot off any excess oils or moisturizer. You don't have to use the oil. That's just something I like to do. I'm in the Midwest right now, and sometimes it is frigid. And as soon as I walk out the door, the air is like, let me just go ahead and suck any extra moisture that you have on your hands. So I like an oil or a butter, or use cocoa butter or something like that. So that's my point as far as having an AM and a PM routine, and basically using a lot of the same products that you already have. Third piece to creating an effective hand care routine that'll help you get soft and supple hands is to have power products. Now, I already kind of spoke about the different products that I use and why, but for me, all of us at this point, we're all aging. None of us are getting younger. We're all aging. So you want to make sure you have some key products. I like to use things that have vitamin C in there, retinol, lactic acid, glycolic acid. Now, as far as the retinol, lactic, and glycolic acid, if you don't like SPF or you have an aversion to it, I would not suggest that you use those products, because you must use SPF, or you're pretty much just gonna open yourself up to hyperpigmentation. I also like an oil for my cuticles. I don't really push back my cuticles or anything like that, but every time that I can, I try to oil my cuticles every single day. I also like to use a sunscreen in the day to mix with my lotion. I try to use something that is unscented. Super Goop is really good for that. I also like to use an oil or a butter, not just for my cuticles as well, but whatever oil I'm using for my cuticles, I'm using it for my hands as well. But it helps lock in the moisture and give you a more heavier moisturizing routine. So that's my third tip. My third tip is to find your power products. The fourth and final tip is something that you may or may not be able to help, but if you can, try it. Wash with moisturizing products. Now, a lot of times we're at work and we are at the disposal of whatever our work office has. I bring my own soap to work. I mean, I'm that bougie. But if you can't do that and you're not willing to do that, if you're not washing with a moisturizing product, of course you want to moisturize right after. But if you're buying soaps for your own house, which you should be buying hand soaps for your home, to use moisturizing products. The only area in my home that I don't use moisturizing products as far as a hand wash is the kitchen. I prefer to have something that's antibacterial, that doesn't have a lot of scent and a lot of leftover things, because I'll be using my hands for cooking and I don't want those things inside of my food. But in my kids' bathroom, my other bathroom, I tend to use moisturizing hand soaps. That is really going to help you keep your hands soft. That's all I have today. I know it was a short video, but I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some great tips for your hand care. We are trying to be the best versions of ourselves. We're trying to look the best, we're trying to smell the best, and we're trying to feel the best. So stay tuned for other videos that I have coming up. You might see this outfit debut in another video because I'm batch videoing today, but don't mind that. We're just here for the content, not necessarily for the look. So until next time, and thank you so much for watching.
Happy Valentine's Day, sweetheart.
You be the cash, I'll be the rubber band. You be the match, I will be a fuse. Painter, baby, you could be the